sometimes lowercase n, sometimes capital N. Okay, in statistics, that's just representing the number of data points that you have. Okay, so now don't let points throw you off. When I say points, can you see that? N just, or lowercase n sometimes, capital N other times. Number of data points. Points makes you think that it might involve, an actual point on a graph, which it could. But if it was a point on a graph, you'd have a coordinate associated with it, which would have two numbers, an x and a y part. And that sometimes confuses people to think, well, this can't be a data point. But 27 is a data point. Okay, so we've got 25 data points in here, so n would be 25 for us. Okay, it's just that simple. All right. Pretty easy stuff so far, but again, you're sitting here saying, I'm not going to do that. Even if I pulled all my stuff out of my grade book, I'm still not going to put it highest to lowest on paper. It might do as computer software. Okay, it might work better, but still, what was the point? What's the purpose of that? You're only answering basic questions. How many people got a vote, cut off, and that's good. It's good information, but it's still a little bit too much time and effort to do. Okay, so there's got to be a better way, and we're going to get to that. Okay, so I don't want to have to do all of that number stuff. So maybe I can just go through it and I can make what's called a frequency distribution. Maybe I can go through there and I can count how many people scored within a certain range. How many got an A? How many people got a B? How many got a C? How many D? How many F? And I just keep track of that. It might be a little quicker to do that. Okay? I don't know. Let's try that out. All right? Okay, looking at our data here, we need to pick out the highest and the lowest. And we need to keep track of how many people scored a 96, and then a 95, and a 94, and a 93, all the way down to our lowest of 27. Okay, so let's do that. All right? You may not want to write this down because we're going to get stuck. Okay? I'll write it down just so you can see how pointless this would be. All right, now x, let's talk about that. In mathematics, oftentimes x is just representing the actual data point. See, n was how many we have. X would be, hey, what's the actual data point? Okay? All right? And then lowercase cursive f or italicized f is going to represent our frequency. How often did that occur? So if I'm going to do a frequency distribution, I got to start with my top and go all the way down to the bottom, and I can't skip anything. Really? Why can't I skip anything? Well, if it didn't occur, then I got to say it didn't occur, okay? Because I'm keeping up with it. If I skip it, then that's information that it's assumed that it didn't occur, but all right, so I had 196, okay? I didn't have any 95s, I didn't have any 94s, I had 193. I mean 92s, but I didn't have any, no 91s, no 90s, no 89s. Are you kidding me? I gotta do this all the way down till I get to 27? I gotta write a column that says 88, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85, 81, 83, 82. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing that. All right? Okay? I left off a word up here. This is a simple frequency distribution. Simple. There's nothing simple about that. Okay? And it's just really not useful at all. Okay? Again, bear with me. You're going through this. It's leading towards the thing that we are going to use. okay? And when we get to that point, you'll be like, ah, okay? Now, you could use this in one particular situation. Can you identify when that situation would happen? When would you maybe, it'd be okay to use this? It has something to do with this column here.
You don't have very many in that column.
Yeah, sure, when you don't have very many, like if it was, the highest was 96 and the lowest was 91, this would be great. If I keep up with how many people got it, it would work. But if the range is called the range of scores is very wide, this is no good, okay? All right, so let's see if we can come up with something better. All right, the next thing, it's better, okay? Let's, instead of having individual numbers, 96, 95, let's group things together, okay? So instead of a simple distribution, we'll do a grouped frequency distribution. All right, there's no magical way to do this, okay? To do a grouped one, you need to look at the range, okay? We go from 96 to 27, or 27 to 96, okay? So, what, that's a range of 69? No. Doing my math right? Yeah, 69? Okay, it's a range of 69, all right? I don't know, I like to be able to fit it on the page. Maybe I put 11 or 12 different groups together. So it's 69 into 11, I mean, 69 divided by 11. I'm gonna do 6 or 7 in each group. You see, there's no magical way to do this, but you need to figure it out. All right, I've already done it. So what I've decided to do is group 7 things in each group, okay? So I'm going to go from, now it's not called the actual X value, it's an interval, okay? I'm going to go from 91 to 97 in my first group, okay? And I'm going to keep track of the frequency that score happened, anything in there. All right, now you're looking at me going, I told you there's 7 in that group. And you look at me going, 97 minus 91 is 6, right? Yeah, but you gotta include 91, right? 97 minus 91 is 6, but you gotta include 91. That's a 7th point, okay? All right, and there's 6 in there, 6 in between the interval, but it's 7. Next, all right, so here we go. We're just gonna do it like this. We're gonna build it down, 97, 91. All right, so we're gonna start with 90. Go back to, let's see, it's 6 things spacing, but it's 7, so it's 84, okay? And then we'll go 83, subtract 6, 70, 7. Then we'll go 76.
Right.
And,
But why,
6, no, 6, yeah, 76, 70, 69. Check my intervals, make sure I'm keeping my intervals right.
Why is there only 7, 7, and 6? Why do you get 96 and 90 or something?
Okay.
so, let's see if they can do one. So that we include.
And I ran out of room on my paper, there's one more. Plan very well right there. Okay, so it dips below my actual values, but I had to, because I gotta have 27, gotta fit in there.
Is there a reason you started with 97 and not 96?
Well, I wanted 7 things in each interval.
Here's the
It
seven.
only has 60, my range was 69, I couldn't split it up evenly. It's actually,
Okay.
look, here's what I did. Well, I wanted to know, I wanted this many intervals.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
And 69 divided by 11 is not a whole number.
Yeah,
It's got a fraction left over.
okay.
So it just, it's just the way it's.
What I'm saying is like, when your interval, highest interval was 91, 97, the highest number was 96.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you start from 90 to 96?
Yeah,
Just-
I guess
It
I-
doesn't,
sure.
doesn't matter, it could have, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It's just the way it came out. And there's no magical way to do this, and here the point is again, this is gonna leave us lacking a little bit for what we want.
Okay.
So don't get hung up on this. You're not doing this on your final exam. You're not doing it on the take home. Just bear with me, okay? Drink an extra cup of coffee right now, whatever you gotta do, and just go, oh man. It's just, we're getting to the thing we're gonna use, okay? So I'm taking you along this road of boredom to get to the thing that we're gonna use. Because guys, I mean, honest with you, I could tell you something that we're gonna use and get you out of here in 30 minutes. Today, but that's not a good liberal arts education. We don't give you
Besides, you get
tricks.
done, you go, ooh, cool.
Alright, so there was one of those. So just, kind of count it up. Hope I didn't skip anything. You can check the numbers, and if they're not exactly right, you get the idea, okay? So there we go, we got a group frequency distribution, and that's great. We can look at our questions again, and we can start to answer that a little quicker, I guess. How many people scored above average? If let's say average was 66, okay? A little bit of a problem right there, because we don't really know of the 3, how many got 66 or above 66. We might go back and look at the actual data, but we get an idea. We know these people did, 2, 4, 6 of them, and then maybe we could say 9, just, erring on the side of caution. We go, oh, 9 people scored above average if average was 66. About 9. All right, that's fine. It seems like it's a little better, okay? We got something quickly, but I don't know about you, I'm not comfortable with that format because it's not visual. I'm a visual person. Okay, the numbers are great, and it's there, but I'd rather see something nice, okay? And again, we're visual people. 66%, about 2/3 of the population are visual learners, whether they admit it or not. I ask my students often, are you a visual learner? Like, I'll get like 1/3 of them to raise their hand. I'm like, yeah, I know that more of you are. Okay? So you don't just sit up here and talk about math. Okay? Auditory learners. Just talk about it. You need a visual, right? Okay, so that's our next step. All right? Baby stepping our way here. Our next step is going to be to take that and create a visual out of it. Okay? And we're going to do a bar graph. Just a simple bar graph. Okay? Sometimes called a histogram. There actually is a difference between a histogram and a bar graph. One of them deals with continuous data, where like if the bars are shoved up against each other, you start here, you go to the next interval, and the other one deals with categorical data. So what we're actually creating is a histogram. But you can call it a bar graph because this is not a statistics course. Alright, so all we're going to do here, we're going to create Microsoft Excel will do this for you very quickly. Okay? We're doing it by hand so you can appreciate it. Alright, so being a good math teacher, I'm going to label my axes. You don't have to on a bar graph, histogram, but I'm going to. And also being a design here, I'm